What's wrong with you people?
Welcome to Not Another Baptist Podcast. And if you are looking for a Christ-centered, scripture-driven, and student-focused education, we suggest Texas Baptist College. At TBC, they are committed to providing trustworthy Christian higher education for more faithful service to Christ. Whether you're headed to ministry, the marketplace, or anywhere in between, TBC will help you find your calling. Learn more at texasbaptistcollege.com/admissions. And Kyle, may I just say, how many pieces of pumpkin pie do you expect to have eaten at the time that this goes live?
The answer is all of them, Matt. That's the correct answer.
Yeah,
all of them.
Still
Actually,
not a fan.
I hope that we have pumpkin pie. We're not doing traditional turkey dressing. We're doing Mexican food on Thursday and fried chicken on Friday. So, but those are
enough. But why?
Those are
like, what's the thought behind this? I want to hear the story. Why are the Spearmans doing Mexican food for Thanksgiving?
So we're with Michelle's parents this year, and we're doing kind of two big Thanksgiving gatherings. We're doing one just with our kind of her parents and her brother's family on Thursday. And then Friday, we're doing a big thing with, we have a lot of extended family here in Lubbock. And so we're doing a big thing at the church on Friday. And they're bringing in fried chicken. And the simple question is, all of that is easier to cook than turkey and dressing and enchiladas. And then they're bringing in fried chicken. So I hope to have pumpkin pie. In fact, maybe I need to go buy one today just to ensure that I get my pumpkin pie.
Fair enough, I guess. I do remember, I think it was Jared C. Wilson who did his annual hate on Thanksgiving. No, it was Micah Freeze.
Micah Freeze. Yeah, he does not like turkey, and he does not think that anyone really likes turkey.
Yeah, and I started thinking about that, though. Like, turkey's great. I love it. I love a good turkey. And I really would like it kind of any different way, whether it's fried turkey, roasted, I'll eat it. But I started thinking about it's like there's a reason that you don't cook it like weekly. Like you might have Taco Tuesday every Tuesday because you brown the meat, you throw some seasoning on it, and you are done in like 15 minutes.
That's true. You don't typically, like in the middle of July, go, you know what I need right now?
Yeah.
I need a really good fried turkey. Yeah. Right? That's just,
And one, because if you tried to fry that thing outside in Texas, you wouldn't even need any kind of heating element because you just throw the oil outside and immediately it's boiling and you're done.
That's true.
And the other side is if you're going to bake it, that, run in that oven for 3 hours when you're barely keeping your air conditioning from dying in the middle of July. Yeah, nobody's doing that. But the fact that it takes like 3 to 4, we're not even talking about taking that thing out of the freezer like 2 days before. Like that's the thing that I always, especially when Mom came to New Mexico for a Thanksgiving, like we had gotten the turkey and like she's calling multiple times. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday. Hey, remember to take the turkey out of the freezer. I'm like, why? It is like Tuesday. Well, because it takes time to not be frozen. I'm like a couple hours, right? No, like days. So this is a day-long, multiple days deal, and then you have to do all of the work with it and everything else. So anyway, I'm not buying the Thanksgiving turkey being overrated thing. I think the fact that it takes like days to cook and 30 minutes to eat, it's one of the reasons that you're not doing that all the time.
But we have some friends that absolutely they live to smoke the turkey on Thanksgiving, right? So, Thursday morning, they'll be up at like 3 a.m. with their smoker going, and they'll smoke it for 12 hours, and then it'll be ready for not lunch, but I guess like a very late lunch, early dinner or something like that. And so, I agree. I think a big part of it is just the time and the preparation that it comes. Because I think if a turkey is cooked well, it's outstanding.
And if it's not,
Ooh,
It's
yeah,
dry.
you get the scene from Christmas Vacation, right? Where
Well, Kyle, on this episode, this is going live on Black Friday, and as it always does, because Thanksgiving happens on a Thursday every year, and so this is going live on Friday, Black Friday. And first of all, before we talk about maybe some things that we're thankful for and whatnot, why don't we share what people can find on Amazon to help them with a little bit of Christmas cheer for maybe a few devotional thoughts on a particular passage in
oh,
Isaiah. Do you remember
yeah,
that thing that we did a
I,
couple of years
I
ago?
do. That was in we wrote the people walking in darkness, I believe is what the name of the book was. What seems like about 5 years ago because we wrote it in 2020. But yeah, it's a really short, easy to read. That's our thing, right? We are fans of short, easy to read stuff. Just kind of a really simple Christmas devotional for you and the people in your church, just to focus your attention and affection on Christ Jesus during the Advent season.
Yes, and I will put a link in the show notes for that book, but you can find it on Amazon and really several places, I believe. But the people walking in darkness have seen a great light because we like long titles, very Puritan-esque. You can also find a CD that I did even longer, many years ago, My Hymn Book Christmas edition. It's about four.
Is that available for digital download or is it still just a physical CD?
It's that's actually only digital download. I did have
Nice.
physical for my hymn book volume one because originally the goal was to have, I guess, like 15 of them because I was going to go through all 150 psalms. But I quit after 10. When you're kind of stuck on 6/8 and your only ability to play the guitar is with the cut capo, things start to sound exactly alike. And
Yeah,
so
there are a limited number of
yeah. But
variations
but
that you
this
can
one,
do.
like I tried to find some of the obscure Christmas hymns that we don't sing, so I wasn't ruining anybody's "Hark the Herald Angels Sing." No, I did do "Hark the Herald Angels Sing," but I wasn't ruining all the normal ones, like Chris Tomlin adding a chorus to it. I picked four kind of obscure ones, and so I'm going to put the link to that because the I might as well join Darren, a friend of ours in Missouri, as Bart likes to say, and because he always shares that around Christmas, and so we'll throw that in there. But Kyle, as we just kind of talk and prepare for the holiday season, I thought we would take a moment to just say what we are thankful for, which I just ended a sentence with a preposition, but nobody's caring. Nobody's checking our grammar on this thing. Nobody's probably even listening to this on Black Friday. But Kyle, give me five things you're thankful for, and I'll give five things, and we'll just alternate. So you go with
Okay.
maybe number five and four and three and two and one, and then we'll just alternate. Okay.
Okay. The big thing that happened this year is for the first time ever in our 18 years of married life, we have all of our family right here close by, with the exception of my brother who's in Houston. So we'll call him the black sheep because he refuses to move to West Texas. But everybody else is here, and so yeah, for Thanksgiving, we first of all, I'm thankful we don't have to travel. We get to hang out, but then yeah, we get to spend a lot of time with Michelle's family, with my mom, and good quality time. We don't have to go spend days at each other's house, which we're all also thankful for. We get to come home and sleep in our own bed. So really thankful to have all our family close by this year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome. For me, I think I'm going to start with the Colin Baptist Association. Coming here, we didn't talk a whole lot about some of the struggles of the CBA before I came and as I first started here. But like a lot of churches that have a lot of people on the rolls and maybe only about 30 or 40 folks in attendance, or whatever it might be, that was kind of something similar here after two kind of failed leadership positions in a row. And so many had kind of disengaged or just pulled out altogether. And so we had about 30 or so that were truly engaged in our association. And as of right now, we have just crossed that 100 mark of those that are actually engaged and giving and participating, that kind of deal. We have grown to, I think, 125, I believe the number is right now, from 115 officially, those that at least on paper. And so we have a strong kind of participation rate, which I'm very thankful for. And just the ministry of seeing some of them, the churches are thriving, some of them are just surviving, but getting to serve them has been quite a blessing. And it makes every day a little different. Sometimes you're, just encouraging a pastor to hang on. Sometimes you're helping him find another job when he's run off, or sometimes you're celebrating, like just a few weeks ago, we had a church that baptized 18, and so
Wow.
you just get to celebrate something like that. And so we've got all the way down from a church that averages about 6 in attendance all the way up to what's Prestonwood, 20,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a wide range of churches, urban, suburban, rural. It's a lot of fun. So I'm really enjoying that. I'm really thankful for that. What's your number 4?
Yeah, I'll shift and go to, since you started with something work related, I'll go to I'm this may kind of sound self-serving at this point. I'm grateful for the cooperative program because at this stage in my life that pays for my salary. And but we've talked about this before, even before you had a denomination or an associational job, before I had a denominational job. We were grateful for the cooperative program because um, it exemplifies the idea of working together, and the fact that we're better together, we can do more together. And the fact that, you mentioned that church of 6 people, that because of something like the cooperative program, they're able to help support missionaries across the world in a way that they wouldn't be able to otherwise. But because they're Southern Baptists, because they give to the cooperative program, they're able to join in this collective mission that we have to reach the world for the sake of the gospel. And we're coming up very soon on the 100th anniversary of the cooperative program, and it'll be very interesting to kind of see those numbers come in. How many millions of dollars have been given through the years to support the work of the gospel moving forward.
All right. My number 4 is, because I couldn't put them any higher, I'm going to say Bart Barber. I might as well. It's nice to have somebody that you live to annoy, and you experience that some. And but for me, just in our very divisive times, and certainly with social media, I mean, as Twitter seemed to be possibly imploding the last couple of days, I was like, I'm not sure I'm going to miss this.
That's
Uh,
not the worst thing that could possibly happen.
yeah, but to have somebody still in that role that aims to unite, make peace. I think we really need that, and so I'm
Yeah.
grateful for him. But beyond just on the Southern Baptist side, seeing him as a husband, a father, a pastor on the local level, the home level, the family level, that kind of deal. Um, I'm just really grateful for him. So I'm thankful for him. Number 4, Bart Barber. What about number
Um,
twice for you?
I will. He was actually on my list as well, and so I'm gonna piggyback off of yours for this one because I've had the opportunity to do an event with him this year, and then saw him at the state convention, and I'd kind of poked fun at him on social media because he dropped into the BGCT meeting while I was there. And I didn't see him there. And then I got to the SBTC meeting, and I know he was there, but just hadn't run into him yet. And so I just kind of posted something on Facebook, like, me waiting for Bart Barber to come by my booth and say hi. And it was like a skeleton sitting there. But he did. He came by, and just for no other reason than just to come say hi. And, having known him for a few years and seen him, kind of in our interactions here on when the times that he's been on the podcast, to the way that he has led things like the resolutions committee at the SBC meeting, and then all the way to his 60 Minutes interview earlier this year. Yeah, he represents us so well. The the little bit that I've gotten to know him, the little bit that you've gotten to know him, we can attest that he is as genuine as it comes. And you might not like everything that he does, you might not like everything that he says, but he loves Jesus, he loves his family, and he loves Southern Baptists and wants to see us um, be positioned as well as we can to reach our nation and to reach the world with the gospel.
All right, my number three, I think that's the number I'm on, is going to
I have
be
no idea.
First Baptist Church, Hogwarts. First Baptist Church, Hogwarts, and that's because with my role, I often have to travel many Sundays. But having a role here in a ministry position and an opportunity on the local level, have kind of our home base is truly a blessing. I know you have that with your role where you have to travel quite a bit, but having that home base, your Sunday school class, your small group, whatever, having a place for our girls. We've got great kids director and student minister here at First Farmersville, a great staff altogether. And so it's great to have a local church to be a part of and to serve and to have preaching opportunities, all of that kind of stuff too. And it's really kind of cool that it looks like Hogwarts. I'm just saying, like that, it sticks out. So I'm thankful for First Farmersville.
Yeah, I will say Farmersville is probably the most unique church building that I've seen. Like just the structural, the architecture of it. It's unlike anything else that I've seen, certainly in Texas. But so yeah, thanks. Yeah, mine will be Highland Baptist here in Lubbock. Same thing. I have a volunteer staff role where I get to sit in on staff meetings and then work as a connections minister. Um, Same thing. It works as a volunteer because I'm out occasionally preaching and kind of like you. I preached at a church of about 15, and then a church of somewhere around 600 this last year. And so it's wonderful to have a church that allows me to do that and still serve in some capacity. Michelle and I love teaching high school, Sunday school, love leading worship on Wednesday nights for the youth ministry. And so I'm getting kind of back into youth ministry roots while still getting to experience, the denominational life. And it's been a lot of fun. We have a wonderful church, wonderful pastor that loves what we do as Southern Baptists, and so it's been a lot of fun to be able to connect for some of the folks in the pews who maybe haven't had that connection. It's been fun to be able to share some of that as well and connect the larger SBC life into the life of the church here in Lubbock.
Nice. Well, number two for me is going to be family. That's why we came back. My dad's health was declining, and getting to be here and be present for his passing and to still be able to be close with mom and in-laws, all of that kind of stuff, my sister, that has been quite a blessing. This has been a very difficult transition for our girls and losing a lot of their friends and loved ones back in New Mexico. So it's been nice to be close to family to kind of have that safety net here. And so I'm grateful for that. Being able to be with mom as she is aging and so forth, and being able to help with a number of things that I can't do when I'm 8 or 9 hours away as easily. It's like I would come home for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that was about it. Or we might drive through, going somewhere, or staying in a layover, popping in, something like that. And so that was always the time that I would move like 12 ferns, because you can't pick them up, or, a few odds and ends around the church or around the house. But now, I can do that in a day, hop over there and she'll offer me some brownies or a pecan pie if I'll come over and do X, Y, and Z. And so that's been a blessing. So having family here is great. And so I think that takes you to your number one. What's your number one?
I think so. Well, let's see. I started off kind of with my most important, so I'll finish with my least important, and that is I'm thankful
I'm
for all
sorry.
things
I'm
pumpkin
sorry. I'm
spice.
sorry. I'm sorry. This is your number one. So this is your most important. You didn't
I
follow
know. I
directions. So
started with my most
I don't
important.
care.
I went backwards. You didn't lay those. You didn't lay that groundwork
I did.
to
I
begin with.
did. Go back and listen to the tape. Just saying.
So
This is your number one. Let's hear it.
fine. In that case, my number one is I'm thankful for all things pumpkin spice, and
I
in
hate
this
you guys.
season,
I hate you so much.
pumpkin spice lattes and pumpkin spice flavored coffee and yeah, pumpkin pie, and it's the best, Matt. You need to step into this world. It's fantastic.
Okay, what do you think my number one is?
Candy corn.
No. Houston Astros, 2-time
Oh, all right.
World Series champions. Baby. That's my
Should have
number.
gone with candy corn.
No. No, candy corn's great, but it's a seasonal thing. It's something I do at the start of fall, and I will have my last one yesterday since this is going live.
Hey, I could have said, now that I think, I could have said, since you went baseball, I could have said I'm thankful that the Rangers are hosting the 2024 All-Star Game, and that just so happens to coincide with my 20th anniversary in 2024.
Don't do
But
that.
Michelle
Don't do
said
that
no.
to Michelle.
I'm just
Don't do
kidding.
that.
We're not going to do that. I am planning on going. My brother and I will move heaven and earth. So, some people sat in queues for 12, 13 hours for Taylor Swift tickets. The All-Star game being in, I wasn't going to name any names, but the All-Star game being in Arlington is like my Taylor Swift moment. So I am just giddy about that. I will spend a small fortune and do whatever I got to do to be in Arlington during All-Star Week. It'll be fantastic.
Let's all go. Let's make it a thing.
We'll start a GoFundMe for Not Another Baptist Podcast to afford to go to the All-Star game.
Here's what we do. If y'all go and buy enough copies of The People Walking in Darkness and my hymn book Christmas edition, then Kyle and I can go and not sit in like the 400s. Like,
yes,
buy enough that we can sit in the VIP section right behind home plate. And or since we both said Bart, maybe he can, contribute to the cost.
Hey, there you go. Yes,
So,
that'd be.
Kyle, for 2023, I want us to do that bubblegum challenge.
Ooh, I don't know.
Come on.
Listen, as I've gotten older, heartburn has become more and more of a thing, and so I'm honestly kind of scared to eat like the Packy's ghost pepper chips that you can buy in stores. Those are pretty good, but I'm uncomfortable afterwards, and so
Dude,
I've now reached the point where Tums are now like on my nightstand.
Yeah,
and
that's all you need.
As I'm approaching 40, that's becoming a reality, I'm afraid.
Yeah, come on, just throw some Tums and you're good. Let's do it. let's get Jonathan on here and do the bubblegum challenge, and it'll be a lot of fun. Or you could just MC it as I do it with somebody else.
Your definition of fun and my definition of fun are vastly different things.
Yeah, this is true. Well, send us out, and let me just add a final thank you to the listeners. It didn't make our 1 through 5 because as I was making it to the top, I was like, oh no, I forgot the family. Oh no, I forgot this, and I had to make the Astros thing in there. So I think we both can say, yeah, we're very grateful for you for listening to this thing. We're grateful for the time we get to hear what God is doing in your ministries, in your life. Absolutely. And how sometimes, let's be honest, not every time, but sometimes these are an encouragement to you. And so we would love to hear what you're thankful for, or maybe what you're looking forward to in the new year. But Kyle, why don't you send us out?
Yeah, thanks for listening as always. And until next time, may your coffee be as black as night and as bold as the gospel you declare.
What's wrong with you people?